A little-known but remarkable chapter of Australia's Second World War history has been honoured. The Catalina flying boat was used in thousands of missions during the war to help stop the Japanese advance through the Pacific. And on the weekend, the New South Wales Catalina Association met for the last time. Like similar groups in other states, it's winding up because of the thinning ranks of veterans. But as Connor Duffy reports, a younger generation is vowing to remember their sacrifice.
It's one of those icons of Australian history, and without a Catalina we wouldn't be complete in showcasing what Australians did during World War II.
In this cold, windswept air hangar south of Wollongong in New South Wales, a team of volunteers is fine-tuning the only Catalina still flying in Australia.
Bugger, bugger, bugger.
The men are from the Historical Aircraft Restoration Society, and they're preparing to honour World War II veterans who flew these planes, affectionately known as the Black Cats. The cumbersome, slow-flying Catalinas could land on water and undertook many dangerous missions, mining Japanese supply routes, spying and rescuing downed pilots.
Oh, incredibly brave. Every time they left the Australian coastline, they had no idea whether they'd be back. In fact, we lost 380-odd airmen in Catalinas during World War II, and few people realised that it was such a major sacrifice.
Since 1946, the New South Wales Catalina Association has met to remember those times.
Hydraulic pressure.
Is up.
Brakes.
Park.
Now the association is about to have its last meeting, and pilot GLYNN hopes to honour the veterans with a sight rare in modern aviation, a Catalina taxiing on the runway.
When you consider that you've got a very slow airplane, pretty well not armed, they had a few guns but very minor armament, and you've got a guy in an airplane coming down shooting at them, very unprotected. I reckon they deserve, they've got courage outstanding.
89-year-old VINCENT FOLEY is one of the first to arrive for the meeting and is clearly still taken with the Black Cat.
And I know there's a song we used to sing too about the Black Cats when they're on operation. We used to sing it to the tune of "He flies through the air." I haven't got the words there, but...
Vincent Foley has been meeting with his old colleagues for 65 years. Today is the last meeting.
Yes, I'm a bit concerned about that, and I mean, so it's unfortunate that we are closing down, but with our numbers thinning and so forth, it's getting a bit difficult.
We'll just watch the Catalina crew actually work the Catalina.
Still, the association, in the words of its members, went out with a bang, and it was clear how much the camaraderie means to these men.
It's good to see the last men standing in front of me, who I've come to know very well over the last few years. My brother was one of the guys that didn't come back after World War II. I lost a brother, but I'll tell you what, I've made a lot of new friends.
In a sign of how highly the modern Air Force regards these men, Air Commodore Terry Delahunty, the personal representative of the current Air Force chief, used this analogy to describe their role in the war.
That the Catalina was for Australia what the Spitfire was to England.
But perhaps more than the words, these old pilots and crew wanted to hear the roar of a Catalina engine once more. Like the men themselves, the plane has a little too much wear to take off, but seeing it on the tarmac brought memories flooding back.
Do you like flying it? It's a lovely old airplane to fly. It really is.
And despite old and weary legs, most made it up into the Catalina for one last look inside.
I was at Darwin, and we used to fly up to Borneo and Sumatra, and we used to lay mines. And on one trip, we came back and crashed in the ocean and got saved by the Poms.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're in the Goldfish Club?
Goldfish Club.
Among the most enthusiastic was Marshall BURGESS, a former pilot and the only one to force his way back into the cockpit.
I'd like to be able to fly the thing. That'd be the best part of it.
Do you reckon you could?
Oh, I'm quite sure I could.
Yeah. But they won't let you?
Well, I haven't got a licence to start off with. They wouldn't let me start the engines up these days, I don't suppose.
He flew many dangerous missions in the war, had friends who never made it back, and in the cockpit remembered his most dangerous assignment.
I flew it down to about 20 foot above the water, and you imagine it was pitch black night, and these bullets were whizzing everywhere around it, thousands of the things. But fortunately they didn't hit us. How they missed us, I don't know.
Did you think you'd make it back that night?
Well, at the stage they were firing, I knew that if they got it hooked onto us, well, that was the end.
Eventually, the veterans were coaxed out of the Catalina, and as the engines powered down, the men left confident that while their association is no more, their sacrifice will never be forgotten.
It is a bit sad. I go to the meetings every month in Barrack Street, Catalina Club. So they're all dying